It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. A very happy Monday to you. We hope that all of you mothers enjoyed a very special Mother's Day, if you, of course, were celebrating. And my name is Anastasia Palacios. I'm looking forward to a great show.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. I'm Mark Daniels. Thanks for joining us dead early on this post-Mother's Day Monday. Everyone should be feeling all the feels, all the goodness of either treating their mummies well or being treated well or just doing something to express to someone how much you care for them for being a maternal influence in your life. So everyone's gonna have a great week this week because everyone loves their mummy, right?
I don't know if everyone loves their mummy. I think most of us do, which is a blessing, right? I always remember around this time, Mark, those who have so much complicated feelings about Mother's Day, whether it's people who didn't have good relationships with their mothers or people who may be missing their mothers because they've gone on, those who desire to be mothers and that's not yet happened for them, or those mothers who might have lost children along the way. So there's a whole myriad of emotions, but hopefully the vast majority of us got the opportunity to either be celebrated or to celebrate someone. And I love that you included maternal figures in there because there are some amazing aunts and godmothers and teachers and people that look out for students who that they really do connect with as maternal figures. So it's important, of course, for us to honor them too. But there's one woman I'm thinking of that just had 2 twin babies and has 2 boys, and she's married to you. And I'm hoping that she had a good Mother's Day.
She had a great day, unlike other mothers who may have had the chance to take a little vacation and go and take a break. We got 2 fresh newborns, so I couldn't detach them from her. But we had a great day. We had dinner with the family. Sons were having a great time. They got balloons and gifts, and they treated mommy very well with sweets and treats and laughter. So she had a great day yesterday, and we're going to keep it up so that Mother's Day is every day and not just one day.
I love that, Mark. I love that for her. And so, yes, again, belated happy Mother's Day, Paige. And of course, to my own mom, who is just the sweetest soul ever. Just thank you so much for all that you do, the sacrifice in particular, and to all of the mothers who do it and who commit fully to it. We really just truly honor you. And we hope that yesterday was a great one. My priest reminded us that, it wasn't crab and rice season yet, so that's not for us. But he hoped that we would enjoy it. Up next, of course, we got the men coming up. We're going to make sure that crab is just right. Well, we got another great show for you today. We'll talk to the Nurses Association about what they're doing for Nurses Appreciation Month. And Pace is here to talk about the work they do with young women in our community.
Definitely looking forward to those segments. And we're also going to have a segment with the Bahamas Distilling Company in Grand Bahama. And we'll be talking with Sidney Isaacs of the Cat Island Rake and Scrape Festival. He'll be speaking at the Cat Island Business Outlook. And speaking of that, TCL invites you to join our virtual Cat Island Business Outlook, happening next week, Thursday, May 19th. Join us for discussions about culture, tourism, business, education, and more. You can register at tclevents.com. Now, let's check in with weather. Brother Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning, Bahamas. In your first look at weather sunrise, frontal boundary in the area of the Exuma Keys, Cat Islands, and Salvador, along with a surface trough, will continue to support showers and thunderstorm activity, mainly across the central and southeastern islands today. Today, looking at partly sunny and warm over the northwest Bahamas with a few showers, but in the central southeastern islands, looking at variable cloudiness with scattered showers, likely thunderstorms through the night. Tonight, Partly cloudy skies, chance of few showers in northwest Bahamas. Variable clouds and scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms over the central and southeastern islands. See low temperature going down to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados 86 and 77. In Jamaica, 87, 74. In Trinidad, 87, 78. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 88 and 74. Across North America, Atlanta, 81 and 61. In Raleigh, 69 and 49. In Miami, 89 and 75. Dallas, Texas, 94 and 71. And Toronto, Canada, 52 and 45. As we go through the week, the area of low pressure, well northeast islands, will keep troughing and hazard marine conditions over the islands through Wednesday. So for the most part, through Wednesday, we're looking at partly sunny and warm with a chance of a couple of showers. Temperature daytime will be in the mid-80s, at nighttime low 70s. Wet troughing will create some cloudy skies, warm temperatures with scattered showers and possible thunderstorms Thursday through Saturday. Those temperatures will rise into the mid to upper 80s at daytime and the low to mid 70s at nighttime. That puts you up when you first look at weather at sunrise. I'm going to go inside. Back to you, Star.
Thank you, Godfrey. The Nurses Association of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, who is celebrating 75 years this year, is marking Nurses Appreciation Month this month, May, with a host of activities. Here to tell us more, we're very happy to welcome Rebecca Johnson. She's the president of the Nurses Association of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We're happy to welcome Cornell Johnson. She's the chairperson from Eleuthera for the NACB branch. And they're also joined today by Kennisha Munnings, who's the chairperson for the Grand Bahama NACB branch. Ladies, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Good morning. And thank you so much.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to have you. And I love the fact that we're coming to you from all over the Bahamas. We got
Yes.
Eleuthera in the house, my home city, Grand Bahama in the house, and then of course, New Providence. Always a pleasure to just be able to speak with nurses. I was telling you all earlier, I am just so amazed by the work that you do, the amount of time that you give to the community. And so it really is a blessing to be able to share with our community ways that we can celebrate and honor you. So the first thing we want to do, Nurse Rebecca, can you give us an idea of who the NACB is?
Well, the NACB is the professional body of the nurses. It's our National Nurses Association. We represent and we are the voice for nurses all over the Bahamas. We speak for nurses at the local level, regional and international level. So
Excellent. And Cornell, how do you or your branch, how does it participate in the work of the NACB?
Yeah, so good morning again, and thanks for having me. So the Eleuthera branch is a sister branch of the NACB. And again, as Sister Johnson would have alluded to, we are that support for our nurses. We provide educational training. We are the voices for our nurses, as well as we do community and outreach initiatives just to continue to, promote health, well-being, and education.
Excellent. Health, well-being, education. I love it. And I love that people get, of course, to continue learning, because medicine is one of those fields that's always evolving and growing. And for you, Kennisha, does the Grand Bahama branch, is it similar? What is the role of the Grand Bahama branch of the NACB?
Yes, good morning again. It is similar. We uplift, we motivate, we guide our nurses, and we pay close attention to education, training, and upgrading. We also do community initiatives as well, so that our faces can be out in the Grand Bahama community. And we also do a lot of community teaching as well. And so we work together, but we're on different islands, organizations, goals are met.
Excellent. And Rebecca, how did you kick off the month?
well, we actually started off the month with the proclamation. We had a proclamation, Nurses Month, which was signed by our Prime Minister Davis. We also started off this morning, Nurses Week, with our morning devotions. So we're actually hosting the morning devotions every day this week on Saturday at 15:40. So we're happy. This week, this really Nurses Week. So on Thursday, On Thursday, May 12th, we're having a symposium. You know, Ms. Munnings mentioned about education. That's our mission, one of our missions, to assist nurses in advancing their professional and their educational goals. So we're having a symposium via Zoom because as we found during the pandemic that we are able to reach so many more of our colleagues. So we find nurses from all over the country would register for the conference and would attend the conference. So whereas in the past we'd have like 50, 80. The last conference we had well over 200 nurses from across the Bahamas joining. Any island you could think about. So that's on Thursday, and we're having some of our leaders and we're talking about how investing in nurses can secure global health. So we have a cadre of our colleagues who are going to be sharing information on that on Thursday, and that's starting at 10 a.m. via Zoom. On Friday now, we're going to go to church. You know, we can't do anything. We really have to thank God when we think about what we've gone through in the past 2 years and also think of 75 years. So on Friday, we're having a church service at 11 a.m. at the Centerville Seventh-day Adventist Church. We're also having a march with the assembly in the grounds at Princess Margaret Hospital near the School of Nursing, and we'll actually march to the church. And we're reminding nurses who come to church. We're doing a community outreach. We're asking them to bring a towel for the Humane Society and also bring a small can food item, which will donate to the church. They do a lot of community outreach in the Centerville area. So we're asking persons to do that. And for wider public, we can't forget them. We're gonna have a water day next week where we're gonna reach out, give water and give tips on water. Remind persons of the benefits of drinking adequate water. And then, of course, we extend outside our month. On the Whit Monday holiday, we're going to have a walk with the nurses. And again, we're going to remind the public, encourage our partners to walk with us, the benefits, the health benefits of walking. So that's just some of the activities we have planned for this month and for the remainder of the year.
Excellent. I love it. It sounds like there's got to be a whole lot happening in Nassau.
Yes.
Of course, I'm sure Grand Bahama and Eleuthera will not be left out. So Cornell, what kind of community outreach is vital for the nurses to be doing in Eleuthera, and what do you guys have up for the rest of the month?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's so much that we do on a daily basis. And again, I think we kind of extend that beyond for Nurses Month. And it's a time for us to reflect. So we do a lot of trying to highlight each nurse and what they do, and just to show them just how special they are and how much they are appreciated. We did start off with our annual church service Sunday past, well, not yesterday, but the Sunday before. And so, you know, in all things, as Sister Johnson would have said it, you would put God first. And on the week past, we did a health fun run walk under the theme Exercise to Stay Alive. And so we brought our community together to walk with the nurses, our community partners, our police officers, just came out all to support the initiative and just to work along with us in aid, just to show that health is wealth. And so as the month continues, we have a number of things just trying to bring reflection and relaxation, and also community initiatives. We have a health pop-up clinic scheduled for this Tuesday on the Wims's Bike Park, where we will be offering routine screenings as well as the COVID-19 vaccinations. We realize that a lot of persons may not, have not really come to the clinic during the pandemic. And so we brought the clinic out to our communities. And so, the initiatives are ongoing. I know Lower Bogue is scheduled to do a number of outreaches, including, highlighting the nurses from the past on Eleuthera up to the present on Eleuthera. Yes. And so it's just a time for us to look back, reflect, and to continue just to do an exceptional service delivery to our communities.
Excellent, excellent. I love to hear it. And Kennisha, what are we having happen in Grand Bahama?
Yeah, so similar here in Grand Bahama, we started off the month with our annual church service. This time we went into the eastern district of the island, and so we traveled to Pelican Point and we visited St. Matthew's Baptist Church. And in the area, we also did a community give back to the senior population in the community. followed by an opening ceremony that we had on the 3rd of May. And on the 5th of May was International Midwives Day. And so our midwives would have joined in a workshop via Zoom on midwives and the way forward. And then the OBGYN consultants did a breakfast for our midwives and honor them and special presentations. This week is very special to us, as this is International Nurses Day will be celebrated on the 12th of May on Thursday. And so all roads will lead to Jubilee Cathedral. Bishop Godfrey Williams will be saluting the nurses on Grand Bahama Island, followed by a grand march in motorcade. And then today through Wednesday, we have what we call Nurses in the Schools. Nurses will be dispersed into the schools from the eastern to the western district of the island, where we go in and to speak with the students about nursing, the career, give them some health tips, just, collaborate with the nurses as well as the teachers on the island and show them that we appreciate them, because they'll be celebrating Teachers Appreciation at various times during the week. And then for the rest of the month, we have leadership workshops for our nurses. We're going to have a Nurses Appreciation Luncheon and Education Day at Pelican Bay to honor all of our nurses on Grand Bahama Island. And then we are moving to the western district of the island later in the month, and we'll be giving care packages out into every community in 8 Mile Rock, from Hebron Town straight up to West End. And so the month is going to be filled with educational opportunities for our nurses, as we're investing in nursing to support global health, as well as reaching out to our community members and showing them that we care, we love them, and we're going to continue to provide that care to bring optimal health to the members of our community.
Excellent. Listen, ladies, I'm so excited to hear about all the plans. I love that you're going from one end of the island to the next across this month in Grand Bahama. Love tearing it in Eleuthera. I think for those of us that live in Nassau, that we may not always understand the power of community and the way that these areas are broken into, but it's just a blessing to be able to hear it. And to know, of course, that we've got Water Day to look forward to here in New Providence, and that each of these islands are just being represented in a major way. We salute nurses, and we thank you so much for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. All the best with the rest of the month. Thanks again for coming.
Thank you, and happy Nurses Month.
Happy Nurses Month.
Happy Nurses Month. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Wouldn't it be satisfying to own your own piece of paradise? The most important investment you can make in your life is real estate, and Fidelity has the solution for you. You could become the owner of a home or a lot on any of our beautiful islands.
Come and talk to a loan officer and inquire about how you can fund your goals with a loan today.
Because we know it means a lot to own a lot. Visit us online at fidelitygroup.com. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or visit any of our branches, or phone 356-7764 in Nassau, or 352-6676 for Freeport.
Our world has changed. Many businesses have been closed for months with little or no access to their customers until now. Rev Media can help you remain connected to your customers. Our trusted customized advertising packages and personalized consultants will provide your business with immeasurable support during this challenging time. Your customers are already watching. Rev Media can help you to remain connected. Call us today. Let us help you.
Welcome back. Since 1969, the PACE program has been assisting teenage mothers through their challenges to become independent, supportive parents and strong women. Here to tell us more is Patrice Miller, principal of the PACE program. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, Mr. Danielson. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so we were chatting a little bit offline about PACE, and we can go all day. So let's get it started. What is at the core of the PACE program?
What we do here, and the core of what we do, is to provide access to continued education. So we have young mothers as young as 13, and we take them from 13 up to age 17, 18. But there are also other programs that are embedded in the PACE program, such as PACE Moms Plus. And what that is, it's a program for teenagers between the ages of 17, and I say teenagers because we start at 17 and it runs into 25. And that program is really geared towards girls who may not have the opportunity to go back to mainstream. And so we have an additional program for them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And so you talk about the PACE program, and what about the PACE school itself? Tell us a little bit about the school and how it functions.
The school, we function just like a regular school, with the exception of the subjects that we may offer. So we have core subjects. We have the math, the English, family and consumer science, religious education, and family life. Well, it's called family life. And then we have the external program, but it's done right here. And that's done. We have a nutritionist that comes in that talks to the girls about healthy lifestyle. We also have the nurse who deals with the pre and post-natal care. Then we have a cosmetology teacher. We have a hair braiding teacher. And all this is done here. We offer computer classes. We also offer Bahama House. So by the time the girls are done here with the program, either they are ready for mainstream or they go to tertiary education. And of course, some people think the stigma is, if I get pregnant as a teen mother, my life is over. And that's far from the truth, because we have girls who go on to tertiary education and they do extremely well as we have girls with the job market. And so we have a all-around program that prepares our students for whatever they are headed for.
That's definitely very enlightening. You know, when I've heard of the PACE program, I only thought of the high school support. And, you know, that's what most people focus on, is that, you know, oh, how are you going to finish high school? Are you going to finish high school? But there is life that goes on beyond high school.
Yes.
So I'm interested to hear about the tertiary education. So how do you assist the students in finding colleges?
So we also do something that's called COFTA, and that's a program that provides the assistance. And then we have a YDL, a youth development leader, that is posted here in the person of Danica Curtis. And she provides that kind of services for them. And so we have students who go into the University of the Bahamas. We have students who go into BTVI. And sometimes for some of them who may not be at that 16 or 17, and they say, well, you know what? I have done poorly. And so we try to assist them by going into the Atlantic College and some of the other colleges around.
That's great. That's great, because it's, once again, you hear that stigma, once again, that, you know, if a young lady has a baby as a teenager, her life is over. And that's the furthest from the truth.
It is.
Life is just getting started for her and her young one. So tell us about the workforce. Do you find that it's an easy transition to the workforce, or do you also provide some sort of support for them to be able to find work?
We offer something that's called job readiness, and that entails, so we help with the resume, the cover letter, and also Ms. Curtis will go out and seek employment for our students. And so it's not a walk that they take alone. There's always someone beside them throughout the entire process.
That's amazing. That you'll never walk alone. I like that.
Never.
That's a great motto. So tell us about the Character Day initiative.
The Character Day will be celebrated on October 19th of this year. Character was really, it started 7 years ago, and the main contributor to that is the Templeton World Charity. They have been sponsoring that, and it helps to build self-esteem in our girls, and not just our girls, across the entire Bahamas. So it builds self-esteem, and we try to build character in order to help them from coming our way. So it's something that even though we like when they come, we're not saying, okay, go out there and get pregnant. So we try to build that self-esteem, self-worth so that our girls can understand who they are and build on that.
That's amazing. It's you not only provide support in the midst of some challenging times, going through pregnancy and immediately after, but you help to prepare the minds of teenage girls so they may not find themselves in that scenario.
Yes.
And then once they're done with high school, you help them get to college and get jobs. I mean, this is such an amazing program. You tell me about your team, because it's Nurses Month and we talk about nurses and we know how they support doctors. So tell me about your team at PACE that helps to make this all possible.
Okay, so we have our partners are the Ministry of Education, the Department of Social Services, and then we have a umbrella, and that who protects, preserve, and serve, and that's the PACE Foundation. And so we have a cadre of organizations that contribute to the success of PACE. We also have the clinic, adolescent health clinic, that all of our girls attend up to the age of 18. And so they have been very, very supportive in what it is that we do. Then we also have a full staff, complement staff here that's provided by the Ministry of Education, starting with myself. And then we have all of our teachers, guidance counselor as well. And then we have also school psychological services. They play a big part in what we do. They come weekly to meet with the girls, hear what's going on, and see how best we can help them moving forward. So it's not just the school, it's a cadre of entities that come together to make us successful.
And what you've just described to me is, recreating the village to help support the family, help support that young mother and her child and anyone else who might be in that circle. So once again, it goes back to we need the village to raise the child.
We do.
So before we wrap up, just tell us quickly, what kind of support does PACE need? You talked about the foundation. How can the public help you in your mission?
What the public can do, we always need carriers. We always need cribs, we always need tubs, we always need formula, night dresses. PACE provide everything that sometimes the family neglect to provide. We become that family and we provide. So the public can help us through donations, whether it's monetary donations, whether it's the crib, the carrier. And the reason why I'm saying the crib, the carrier, and the tub, in order for our students to get out of the hospital, our students will need these items. And so sometimes they don't have them. And so PACE provide those items for the students.
That's fantastic. This has been such a great interview, ma'am. I'm so impressed with PACE and the work you guys do. It's been such a joy to have you on the show this morning. Patrice Miller, the principal of the PACE program. Before we wrap up, 2 seconds. I know you want to say hi to your sister. Go for it.
I want to say hi to all of my sisters, especially my big sister, Terry Ferguson. She just celebrated a wonderful, happy Mother's Day. And to all the mothers in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, happy Mother's Day.
Amen. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yes. You're watching Moms at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
In the Bahamas, small business is big business. More than 90% of the businesses in the Bahamas are classified as micro, small, or medium-sized enterprises, or MSMEs. The Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center was created to serve them. We at the Access Accelerator offer a variety of services to our clients: business advisory services, training and entrepreneurial programming, mentorship and incubation, and advocacy.
Joined the Click is an initiative started by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions last year when we were trying to figure out how to help business leaders as well as consumers to stay connected. Working with Canoe, working with other partners, working with the government and My Gateway to help them to connect with customers who want to place orders and want to be able to do things in a digital way.
My Gateway. My Gateway is a groundbreaking portal through which clients can request and pay for government services online. We have 28 services. We expect to increase the number of services to a minimum of 200.
I love that we're helping the government and helping our citizens to be more efficient and to use their time more wisely.
I invite you to sign up for mygateway.gov.bs and let us make government work for you. Join the click.
This portion of Bahamas at Sunrise has been brought to you by RBC. From house hunting to home sweet home, RBC is by your side.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Thank you for staying with us. We're at the halfway point. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
And I'm Mark Daniels. Thank you for joining us dead early on this post-Mother's Day Monday.
Indeed, and that was Mark's voice that we heard just now. Yeah. The segment of Bahamas at Sunrise. Look at you, Mark.
Hey, that's anonymous, all right? It's not supposed to be known. Right? I was chatting yesterday with my dad when we were here in the house with my mom, mother-in-law, and wife and family. And I was making a joke. So I had gone to the supermarket earlier in the morning to get some stuff for the Mother's Day lunch. And man, I've never seen more guys in the supermarket ever. And it was hilarious because there's so many of them you can see and probably never been to the supermarket. They were there with their children and the children are running crazy and I can just see it on their face trying to figure out, do I buy baking soda or baking powder? Right? And it was just amazing. So shout out to all the dads and the sons and the daughters and everyone who helped to make Mother's Day a success. It was truly a fun day for most people. But yeah, the supermarket was just filled with guys who looked very lost yesterday.
Yeah, my husband, it bore on him by the end of the day. Like this man looked like he'd carried the weight of the world by yesterday afternoon. And with my son, that's a heavy weight. So I totally understand. But it's just, I feel no pity for you guys. Like this is us 24/7. So we got to take our 24 to 48 hours, whatever it is that we get in our homes to just fully maximize, putting our feet up and resting as much as possible. But yes, that's hilarious, Mark. I believe you. We should do a study on that next year, right? Like how many men have gone to the food store once a year and is it Mother's Day? And I'm sure we'll have some interesting results. But we got more to come in the second half of the show. We're going to be talking with Sidney Isaacs. He's a speaker at the Cat Island Business Outlook about the Cat Island Rake and Scrape Festival.
Oh, I love myself some Cat Island. And we're also going to be looking at our segment with the Bahamas Distilling Company in Grand Bahama. But let's check in with Brother Godfrey Burnside to see what's happening with weather this week.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning, Bahamas. And yes, second look at Basset sunrise. Get a firm boundary in the area of Exuma Keys, Cat Island, and Salvador this morning. Along with a surface trough, will continue to support showers and thunderstorm activity, mainly across the central and southeastern islands. In the marine forecast today, winds northerly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet in northwest and central Bahamas. Variable at 10 knots or less, seas less than 3 to the southeastern islands. But you can expect some swells up to 6 feet. On Tuesday, there's winds north to northeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet in northwest and central Bahamas. Continuing variable at 10 knots or less, seas less than 3 to the southeastern islands. Those swells up to 6 feet. And then on Wednesday, north to northeast at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet in northwest Bahamas. Variable at 10 knots or less, seas less than 3 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Still have those swells up to about 6 feet. Yeah, tides. You can expect a low tide at 9:10 this morning. Next high tide at 3:09 this afternoon. Low gain tonight at 9:12. Sunset 7:43 this evening. Rising at 6:27. UV index 8. Your water temperature 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Honeymoon phase for this quarter. External look. Airflow pressure well northeast of the islands will keep troughing and hazardous marine conditions over the next several days. So through Wednesday, partly sunny skies, warm temperatures, Chance of a couple of showers. Temperature daytime being in the mid-80s. That's daytime. Lower 70s at nighttime. And by Thursday, we're looking at increasing cloudiness with some showers and isolated thunderstorms. Although temperature daytime will be in the upper 80s at daytime and the low to mid-70s at nighttime. That puts you up in your follow good weather sunrise. I'm glad to Burnside. Back to you, Star.
Start or switch your mortgage with RBC by your side. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/mortgages to pre-qualify today.
Thank you so much, Godfrey. One of the speakers at this year's Cat Island Business Outlook is Sidney Isaacs, who will be sharing about maximizing our cultural offerings. He's the president of the Cat Islands Rake and Scrape Association and is here today to talk with us. Good morning, Mr. Isaacs, and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, and good morning, Bahamas, and good morning to my Cat Islanders. Just one correction to what you said. Past president. I'm not the current president, but I am participating in the events as a member, and I am here to speak on the activities that's going to be happening at this next Rake and Scrape Festival coming up shortly.
That's fine, Mr. Isaac. Thanks for indicating that you are, of course, the past president. So, of course, that still gives you some great authority. You know what the association has been doing back then, and obviously you're still an active member now. So we're just grateful to have you here to share. The first thing I want to find out is about this idea of culture and Cat Island. What is the special connection there?
Well, Cat Island is one of the islands that did not allow its Afrocentricity during its development to be lost in the colonizers in pursuit or efforts to just divorce them totally from their African heritage. When we were pressured, we went underground and we kept our culture, all of our African culture, and in so doing, we were pivotal, or we were one of the islands where the ex-slaves used their African musical talents and created an art form that was labeled in 1964 by the great late Charles Carter called Rake and Scrape. And it's a fusion of African, European, and Cat Island ingenuity to create that art form that we see today, I guess, as our national musical genre, competing only with John Canoe.
Okay, excellent. I love to hear that. I will tell you, I've never been to Cat Island, right? So incredibly disappointed that I've not made it yet. Hoping that I can get there for this year's Rake and Scrape Festival. Talk to us about that festival itself. What is it like? What does it feature? What are some of the other elements that come in beside music? Let us know why we should all be a part of Rake and Scrape Festival. Mind you, we don't know where to stay because it sounds like every place is booked out. But talk to us about what's going to be happening at the festival, even if we need to plan for next year.
Well, the festival, other than the main focus, which is our music and our culture, we also have a park that is inclusive of a number of stalls that feature Bahamian cuisine, Bahamian artifacts, arts, and stuff like that. So you would get a full immersion into artistic, culinary, and some interesting mix in the libation section that is not only unique to Cat Island, but encompasses the whole Bahamian experience.
Excellent. And what is the lineup for the festival? Do you already have your musical talent selected?
We have an awesome lineup. I mean, almost everybody who is somebody in the Rake and Scrape world is there. On Friday night, we are going to open, of course, with the Prime Minister, who happens to be our Member of Parliament, and his dignitaries. We have an awesome sound and light show that is going to be hosted by my former classmate, DJ The Mighty Pencil. And then we are going to go into what's called the preliminaries of one of our main features of the Cat Island Rake and Scrape, which is called the Battle of the Bands. And we're going to add to that a quadrille dance contest. And the lineup for Friday night would be persons like Ira Store, of course, is going to provide the house. He's going to be the house band. And so we're going to have Ira Store and the Spank Band. Then we're going to have persons like Fran Sean, Elon, Moxie, Bloody. the legendary Bohog and the Rooters, Gino D. And closing the night out would be Lacido Boys. And we're going to introduce some new artists, Papa Smurf and Yogi. So Friday night is going to be jam-packed. That's our opening night. On Saturday night, we're going to continue on with the Battle of the Bands and the Quadrille Contest Finals. And the festival show will include artists such as Ebony, Shine, Jamin Ramin, D-Mac, Lacido Boys, Veronica Bishop. The new artist would be featured would be Lawnmower. And then we're going to have the greatest rake and scrape band ever that came out of Artistown, Ophi and the Websites. And this year, one of the band members, he passed away earlier this year. So a tribute is going to be made to him. And this person is none other than the legendary saw scraper that took our culture around the world from Europe to South America, all over the Caribbean and the Americas. His name is Lyndon Huckleberry Huck Pratt. So we're going to make a nice tribute to him. And let me not forget, on Thursday night, the festival will start unofficially with a gospel night. We cannot leave that out. And as you know, Cat Island is the only island in the Bahamas that brags about a cappella gospel group, from the oldest one in the land, the Region Bells, to the Dynamic Features, to the Ramin Brothers, you name it. We are the purveyors and curators of culture in this country. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, man. Listen, you had me at the Ramen Brothers, right? Like the Bahamas, that commercial they did with them, it's still probably my favorite commercial of all time. Absolutely love to hear it. It sounds so exciting. Love that there's this mix of traditional artists that we're familiar with, as well as the introduction of new artists, which makes me excited because that means we're carrying the art form on. So congratulations to you and your team, for your new president, of course, for all the work on this, because it sounds like it really will be a phenomenal weekend. Now, you're also going to be speaking prior to this at our Cat Island Business Outlook. Tell us what you want people to take away from your presentation.
Well, what I would love for them to take away from the presentation is basically the historical development of our culture, especially the focus would be on the rake and scrape itself, where we are and where we could be going, and the potential for this particular genre of music.
Excellent, excellent. And why should every Bahamian make it a point to visit Cat Island at some point in their lifetime?
Well, I always tell persons, Cat Island is to the Bahamas what Mecca is to the Muslims. So you want to be immersed in spiritual and cultural history of this Bahamas, you would start with the island that is the bedrock of all of that. Interestingly, one of our culinary creations that we take for granted nowadays, that was introduced all the way from West Africa, was actually created in Cat Island, though, the okra soup. And that was as a result of a 1954, I think it was Hurricane Betsy, devastated all of the cash crops in Cat Island. And the then government gave a 3,000-pound grant to the island and introduced okra as a cash crop. So you have us primarily to thank for whatever dish is created from okra in this country.
Listen, it all starts with Cat Island. If you haven't talked about Cat Island, but I receive it. I received the history lesson. I celebrate it and honor it. I hope that I can join you at the festival. I've seen some pictures of Cat Island and the water is there. And so I want to do some time listening to the rake and scrape, but I gotta admit, I also just want to travel the island. And I will tell you something else, Mr. Isaacs. I had a friend bring me some bread from Cat Island, and not the Cat Island cake that you guys make.
Flour cake, yeah.
Not the flour cake. This was some coconut bread from a lady that they tell me is on one of the further settlements in the island. But that's the best bread I ever had in my entire life, Mr. Isaacs. So if I could just get to Cat Island for the beach, the music, and that little bit of bread, I think I would do well. Congratulations again.
We have all of that featured at the rake and scrape site, so you won't have to go far.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it. I got to find somewhere to stay. But I'm coming. I have to make it happen this year. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise.
You're welcome, and thank you.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. Remember that you can register for our virtual Cat Island Business Outlook at tclevents.com. You'll get to learn more, not just about okra soup and the bedrock of rake and scrape, but all about the cultural offerings that Cat Island has that we can then take into a nationwide celebration of ourselves and our culture. So make sure that you get registered at tclevents.com. We'll be right back.
One thing, two things, blue thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right, and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Sometimes you need to make a classic move. That's why for all of life's moments, there's one classic credit card. Experience cashless purchasing power and chip and pin security with your RBC Visa Classic credit card. Manage your day-to-day expenses as well as life's little surprises. Apply today at rbc.com/Caribbean/Visa Classic and enjoy 1 year's free membership. Conditions apply.
Welcome back. A new distillery in Grand Bahama, the Bahamas Distilling Company, is hitting the local market with some tantalizing new flavors of rum. Our Carrie Aubrey has that story.
The Bahamas Distilling Company is a new distillery making exciting things happen in Grand Bahama with their line of finely crafted rum. We spoke with the founders of the company recently.
So the idea is to make good quality rum here in Freeport, locally produced, good quality rum. To start with, it's going to be blended rums. Given time, it will be high-end rums that have sat in and matured in oak barrels. But to start with, immediately hitting the market with good quality blended rums that everyone will be able to enjoy. Available at bars and restaurants and shops.
Well, I think up front, we've gone with a tourist kind of approach. If you look at our labels and the theme of it, really trying to promote Bahamas from a tourism perspective. The floating pig and hammerhead shark and iguana and sea turtle, things that tourists associate with the Bahamas. So our distribution plan up front is really to capitalize on the tourism side of it, offer the cruise terminals and the airport. We're working out distribution agreements with a couple of the big major liquor distributors here on the island and across the Bahamas. So that's our approach up front. We absolutely do intend to export rum. It's just going to take a while to get to the point where we have good aged rum that we can take to European and US markets. But our goal in the long term is to represent the Bahamas in the rum category across the global rum markets.
The Basset brothers had their eyes on Grand Bahama for some time and are looking forward to robust growth on the island.
We had come here, myself and my brother and the other partner had come here on holiday a few years back with the idea of starting a rum distillery, but just seeing the island and seeing the potential that we felt was here, it was clearly visible that it had gone through really hard times with the 2 hurricanes, followed straight away by the massive knock on tourism with COVID. It felt like the island was on the brink of really being able to stand up and boom. And I do believe that's going to happen, and it just seemed like perfect timing in the perfect place. Perfect for us and good for the island as well, that we are wanting to start something like this, and the island could benefit from us being here as well. So it just seemed like the right thing to do at the right time.
Over the next 4 or 5 years, we'd like to get anywhere between 30 to 50 Bahamians working for us. You know, obviously there's a lot that needs to happen between now and then. We've got a round of hiring in the next 2 to 4 weeks to get the initial staffing. But you know, we hope to grow this distillery to you know, somewhere between 30 and 50 employees in the next say 3 to 5 years.
The production process is a balance of art and science.
There's obviously a lot of science to it, but at the end of the day, there's so much art to it as well. It's learning your machines, learning your stills, getting to know when it's just the right time to start your bottling. There's so much that is just going to come with feel, and the stuff that I've learned in doing this before is obviously going to be a great help, but it's really exciting to be able to look forward to actually using these beautiful copper stills behind me and producing good quality rum out of them. To speak about the stills a little bit, they've had an amazing journey coming from France originally. The oldest history I've been able to find is from around the 1950s. They are perhaps older than that. They then made their way to Cape Town, where they're in South Africa, my home country, where they were being used to make tequila. And now we've brought them out of there and imported them to Grand Bahama. So what an exciting, amazing journey for them.
The team is excited that 2 products are currently ready for market.
So we finally got 2 products that are ready to hit the market, that are bottled, labeled, ready to go. That's our spiced rum called Floating Pig, and our coconut rum that's called Hammered. They both, as I say, ready to hit the market. They should be on shelves soon. We're in negotiations at the moment, planning and seeing how we're going to go about it. But we are really close. It's there. It's been a crazy journey of getting to this point, but I feel like a proud father, really. I've finally got a product that's there, ready to hit the market. And it's only the start, and that's what's so exciting, is that there's only growth from here and more products to hit the market. So it's exciting.
We're hoping that our initial 2, the coconut rum and the spiced rum, will be available on the shelves in the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're just trying to fine-tune the caliber of rum that we're going to put in the other 4 bottlings, but also 3 to 6 weeks we should have those available for distribution and available on the shelf.
Rum tours to the factory and tasting bar are being planned.
We're working with a couple of tour operators at the moment, looking at possibilities and how we can set this up to maximize the tourist exposure and to really represent Freeport, Grand Bahama, and the Bahamas as a tourist destination. Adding this as an itinerary, I think the Caribbean region is rich in history of rum production, and we really hope that we can become a staple stop for tourists on Grand Bahama.
You can find and follow the Bahamas Distilling Company Limited on social media.
You can follow us on Facebook. We have an Instagram account, and we've started getting a lot of traction on those already. So we're very excited about that. We've put some pictures of the stills and our products and trying to get it out there. So keep your eyes open for our social media presence, and you'll start seeing some other media activity popping up as well with mainstream media.
Reporting for Bahamas at Sunrise, I'm Kari Albury.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Thank you so much for staying with us throughout the show today. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. Some great conversations today, Mark. I loved hearing you talk with Pace. Obviously enjoyed my time with the nurses. And then I really need to get to Cat Island, Mark. Have you been before?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I love me some Cat Island. I spent a few months there doing my thesis work for my master's. So spent a lot of time in the bush, of course, but the folks in Northern Cat Island up in Otterstown, Orange Creek, they were all very good to me. Cat Island is like a second home. So there's Eleuthera and then there's Cat Island, right? So when you get to Cat Island, you get off the plane, you take off your shoes, throw them in the bush. No shoes in Cat Island. Because you have to absorb all the energy. You got to absorb the vibe. You got to love yourself with some Reagan's Scrape, eat some good food. And I remember that you talking about that coconut bread. Now I'm ready to go and get some of that too. So,
Mark, let me tell you. Sorry, I said "bay" on TV. I didn't mean to do that, but that's how good the coconut bread was, Mark. That it brings out every part of the Bahamian in you. Like, I legit was looking for people going to Cat Island just to go to this woman's house and to bring the bread back. That's how good the bread was. Anyway,
I digress. We need to protect her, and she's a national treasure. We must get the recipe and make that the national standard.
We really do. We need to know. And, we laugh about it, but so many people don't pass these traditions on to their kids. And so it really is lost. But there are museums that are designed to, for example, collecting individual species from around the world, and they store them at the right temperatures so that should something ever happen, you're able to go back to it. And these are the things that should be in a national museum, right? Like the original coconut bread from Cat Island, the first person to make okra soup, what that recipe was. And it's not that it has to stay the same, but it's that you're able to look back on it and cherish it as a part of the history that it is. So I think that I'm going to make that my mission when I get to Cat Island, to find this lady, get the recipe, and make sure that the Prime Minister, who was the representative of Cat Island, ensures that becomes a national landmark, the bread.
Sounds like we have just launched the National Culinary Museum of the Bahamas.
Great things happen on Bahamas at Sunrise. Well, folks, we hope that you have a wonderful week. We'll be back with more on Friday. Make it a good one. Bye.
Have a great week. Thanks for being up with us. See you on Friday.